Okay, so this is part two of my U-Box review. So the second part of it is trying to deal with our U-Boxes not being sent to our address, our home address, into a storage facility. First customer service rep I talked to was nice, and I was angry because we were expecting them on May 1st, and then they told my husband that we wouldn't get them till May 7th. So we've already been without them for almost 2 weeks without any of our stuff, except the few things we brought with us. Apparently, the first customer service rep transferred me to somebody that said they were a manager for U-Boxes, and I was angry. And I told him up front, I said, look, I'm not happy, so I'm not trying to be rude with you. She was kind of flippant, didn't seem to care, then told me that I needed to not be upset, which made me more upset. And then after we tried to get them scheduled, I told her I wanted to make a complaint with corporate because the whole experience was just getting to be too much. Moving's already stressful, and then have to go through this. She ended up giving me a phone number to corporate sales, which was not what I wanted. The lady at corporate sales was really nice. She gave me a number to customer service that said, you have to make the complaint with them. And she apologized. So she was very professional. The other person, who was a so-called manager, I think she just did that to get me off the phone, which was very unprofessional. And if you can't be a manager and handle complaints, then you don't need to be a manager. And I speak from experience because I was a manager and I know. After that person in customer service took my complaint, I did get a call back from a gentleman who said that wanted to find out what was going on. He said that it looks like South Carolina had entered the information incorrectly. He would contact them. They would have to fix it. So then I thought, okay, I'm getting the runaround again. But he called me back a few minutes later and said, look, we're going to go ahead and take care of this. We're not going to charge you for the delivery fee to the house. I'm going to go ahead and waive that, which I thought was nice, even though we shouldn't have had another delivery fee. We paid so much money in delivery fees already. But he said he couldn't change the date, that they had to go by their schedule. So we were stuck waiting for the boxes on the 7th. We ended up hiring helpers to unload the boxes for us through U-Haul. He did correct it, that said that the moving helpers on their app are not the same ones that we hire for the that we hire to unload, that you have to hire special because people for the U-Boxes, which was way more expensive than just going through their app. But we went ahead and did it. The helpers came out. They were very professional. I have nothing negative to say about them. It was they will assemble your stuff too. So the other part where I talk about communication is when I called them to see what time, they told us our boxes wouldn't be arriving until like 3 o'clock. When we called the mover helpers, let them know, they're like, oh no, we allocate 6 hours, so that's not going to work. So we have to end up scheduling the helpers for the following day, which we ended up doing, which they ended up only taking 2 hours. So we paid for 6, they did 2. We called the guy back yesterday. I don't know, asked him if we could get like maybe a little bit of compensation, but we haven't heard back, so I'm not holding my breath on that one. So there was some good people working for U-Haul customer service, and then there were some bad people. Again, like I stated in our first video, you decide. I can only tell you we will probably never use U-Box again. I'm sorry, U-Haul, we've used you guys for so many moves, but this experience was just too much. But I would suggest you do your research and you make the decision for yourself. So, and if U-Haul sees this, do a better job with your communication and employees. And I'm still kind of ticked off that the manager transferred me to a department that has nothing to do with complaints. Unfortunately, a business works with complaints, and if she was so upset that she didn't want to talk to me, she could have transferred me to the right department. But the person in business sales was very nice. The second lady in customer service was very nice, and the gentleman that did try to compensate us a little bit was very nice. So, like I said, not all bad. There was some good, but unfortunately, I don't think we will use their service again. And that's our experience. Thank you.